getting ready to play Eastern tomorrow, and watching them on tape, they're really talented. They're going to be a real tough team to defend. Very athletic, really shoot the ball. They're shooting about 37% from three, and about 40+% of their shots come from three. So these guys really put up a lot of threes, and we're going to have to play well. They're well coached. They've got a veteran group, and this will be a challenge. Just to note that Tyler Lamb didn't practice yesterday. He had an MRI on his left hip, and had an issue with it for the last few weeks, and had a bursitis, is what the MRI ended up showing. So he had that aspirated today, and a little injection put in there to help it heal, and will not practice today, and will be hopeful for tomorrow.
Josh had the positive. How's his status?
Pardon me?
Josh had the positive. Was it split?
His knee, you mean, in the last game? No, he's okay. He practiced yesterday. He was fine.
What's the end partner status?
Yeah, you know what? He's had like food poisoning the last few days. This kid can't catch a break. I mean, between his knee, the concussion put him out for a couple weeks, and in the last 2 days he's been violently throwing up, and you saw the doctor yesterday afternoon. But his knee is still the main issue in terms of the long term being able to play.
Anthony Silver?
Yeah, he's okay. He went down at the ankle. He practiced yesterday, and he was able to go, and his ankle was a little stiff, but he was okay.
After watching film of the game, what was your impression of the team zone?
We statted it, and our zone was a little better than our man in terms of, looking at it. But they made some shots. I mean, number 4, the kid, Bernardini, I think is how you pronounce his name, though I'm not positive, really shot the heck out of it. They made some tough shots, and, they really did a good job as the game wore on, attacking a little better. Early in the game, they were 2 of their first 9, I think, possessions against our zone. But we've got to get better at it, because we're going to have to use it during the course of the year for sure, and most likely each game with certain lineups, and change things up a little bit.
How hard is it for a team to transition to a scheme that it almost doesn't play at all, or even practice?
We've been working on that the last week. And you mean transition as in changing, or transition as in transitioning it during the game?
Well, I mean, transitioning into playing a type of scheme that they...
Yeah, all these kids have played it, though. It's not, there's a lot of little nuances that we want to get better at in terms of our zone. We're still primarily going to emphasize, teaching and trying to get better with our man, but we will still work as our zone. And, like the team we're playing tomorrow is really good against zone. I watched their Idaho tape, and they were just tearing the zone apart, because they just spread you out with 4 guys that can all shoot the ball from 3. I mean, they really can shoot the ball, this team, and they're athletic. So not a lot of teams have been zoning them. They've seen very little zone. Gonzaga's on them a little bit, Idaho a little bit, and they haven't seen a lot.
Coach Zeke started off 3 for 28 for his last 60. Do you kind of think he's moved past those issues?
Yeah, I think he's playing a lot better, and I think he's gained a lot of confidence from his play, and he's been very solid, and obviously played very well for us this past Saturday against Penn. And I probably need to get him a few more minutes of rest. I'm probably played him a few too many minutes in that game. He got a little fatigued, and we got to get Norman more minutes, and we're going to have to play Dave Ware some at 3, and when we do that, is one of the instances where we'll probably play more zone than man when he's at the 3.
And you said you were going to talk to Reeves over the weekend. Did you have a chance?
Yeah, I did. I talked to him on Sunday, and I talked to his dad a couple times, both Sunday and again yesterday, and I'm actually going to be trying to reach Reeves again today.
Did you give any indication of
Well, he's met with or spoke with a few different agents, and he's looking at his options to play here. And because of the NBA situation that just ended, I think it's opened up some opportunities that normally at this time of year would not be available, but now are, because you have NBA players coming back from Europe to the NBA, and so that shakes things up over there. And so in terms of him getting an opportunity, I think he'll have an opportunity.
Malcolm signed a guaranteed deal for 20?
That's what I heard. I haven't talked to Malcolm. I know that, I was really happy. I talked to Luke after he got his deal, and that was a heck of a deal for Luke. Really proud of him. Couldn't happen to a better kid, and, a kid that gave so much to our program. So, I mean, that's great. I think he got 4 years, $19 million. I know Honeycutt signed a 2-year guarantee for $775,000 a year per year for 2 years. And then I heard that Malcolm signed a 3-year guarantee, but I didn't see the figures or anything. But that's great. I'm, just really happy for both those kids because it's so tenuous. You don't know with this shake up a new CBA what was going to happen. So that's a great thing for both those kids. And kind of like what Luke did, I think Luke actually signed a 3-year deal coming out as a second rounder and really proved himself. And one of the things that makes Luke so desirable, where he had a offer sheet given to him by Denver and then Milwaukee matched, is that the character aspect. He's just got such great character and is such a professional that and consistent. Is going to bring it every day with a good attitude and a good work ethic.
Coach, how can a zone help or hinder Justin's game, keeping him on the court, keeping him from?
Well, it keeps him closer to the basket so that he's not extending out as far. Even, we're no longer, we haven't had him head since the middle of last year, but even the plugs, he has to come out further away in man than he does in zone. And so it's probably a little less movement for him running around. And it allows him to continue to use his size and length. Josh is really wide and strong. One thing you sometimes fail to remember is he has long arms. I mean, he's got a 7'3" plus wingspan, so he's got good ability to contest shots and block shots.
You guys are next to last in the country in three-point field goal percentage defense. Playing the zone, does that?
Yeah, that doesn't help that come down. But one thing you're gonna, I'd rather give up threes and try to contest those threes and layups, and because we're really in a 9-man rotation. You're talking about over the next 24 plus games, whatever we have left in the regular season, plus the tournament. We've got to look at that, and I think the zone's going to benefit us, especially when we have to play big or we want to change things up.
Where's Josh's condition right now? How much further does he need to prove to you to get the
Well, he's got to be able to just play. I mean, he got tired on Saturday a couple of times and asked to come out. So it's for him being able to stay in there longer. He needs the rest when he gets tired, and so he let us know at least on one occasion during that game. And we did some extra running prior to that game, and he's doing some extra running here yesterday in practice. Yeah, I expect that Tyler will be able to go, but if they don't, then it would be Norman and Dave.
Has he been hampered by that the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, he has. He heard it, I think, initially. It bothered him right before we went to Maui, and then it hurt him in Maui. When he came back against Pepperdine, he fell on his hip really hard on a play, on a drive. And, so he had about 4 cc's of fluid aspirated from there today, and that already makes it feel better. It's really been bothering him. He was scared. I mean, that's why, part of the reason we had an MRI done, so that, you can see that there's nothing that is going to be serious there other than it's very painful bursitis. I don't know how many of you ever had bursitis, but that's no fun. You can get them in your elbow and your hip joints like that. It's not a fun thing.
How do David and Travis's roles change? Reeves out. And are you looking for any kind of improvements from them this last stretch of games before conference play starts?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Dave played real solid for us against Penn with 12 rebounds, and it's one thing I've been talking with Travis. We've got to get him to increase his rebounding output, especially at the defensive end of the floor. It just, with those, with Reeves no longer a part of the team, it's increased their role in terms of minutes played, but it also has increased the opportunity for Brendan Lane and for Stover to play more minutes now, and they will, as the season wears on.
Any other questions?
Okay, thank you.